A video? What the fuck? What the fuck? So first things first, I want to say that there are no threats in this video. This isn't me really like saying bad stuff or wishing anything bad. I don't like have any of these negative things. I understand that it was an honest mistake and I bear no ill will. Okay? Cool. They're not gonna find this person's body. This is like a sequel to an event that happened last year. You all remember the time I went to Melbourne last year. You might not care actually. I do, so you know, whatever. I went to Melbourne Supanova, I met Tyler Hoechlin, I had one of the best experiences of my life. It was a good time. Well, this year, Tyler Hoechlin came to Perth Supanova, so I didn't need to spend thousands of fucking dollars to see him. Now last year, he recommended me a book called The War of Art. Hold on a second. So this year, I brought The War of Art to him to sign because that's cool and fun, and I paid for an autograph. I'm gonna get a fucking autograph. So I met him and I was like, hey, you probably don't remember me, but you recommended me this book last year, and like, I was the guy who said he was pitching him for a script, blah, 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 blah. And he remembered! And how fucking cool does that need to be? Because imagine if he didn't. That would have been awkward. I would have been sad. It would have just been an all-around negative experience. But it wasn't. It was great because he remembered me. He asked me how roommates went. I told him roommates went great. I told him the circle was going on next month, and he looked like he actually cared, which is a good thing to have in someone you're talking to. And so he signed The War of Art. Congrats on winning the war. How fucking cute. How fucking nice. What a cool guy. What an actual perfect, beautiful person. Why can't every man be Tyler Hoechlin? I'm mad now. As if I wasn't already mad, because this is the story of how someone ruined my goddamn life. Okay, so here we go. I went to his Q&A, his panel, whatever you want to call it. There were a lot of people in the room, everyone wanted to ask him a question, he was going to answer a bunch of them. That's how it goes, that's how it went. It was a good time. There was one guy walking around with a microphone to like hand to people who he decided were worthy of talking to the celebrity. Everyone with their hand up in that room wanted to be that someone, and he could take his pick. He had all the power. It's a weird scenario when the most popular person in the room is not the most powerful one. I'm sure that's something you can wax philosophical about, but I'm not here to do that right now. Me, being the imaginative young chap that I am, had already created a fantasy in my head. I would raise my hand, I would ask a question, and Tyler Hoechlin would be like, oh, it's you. Hi, Sean. And everyone would be like, this man knows him. And I'd be like, ah. And in the ideal world, Tyler Hoechlin would mention once again that I was a playwright who got things done. Because that's the kind of person I am. I pretend to not have an ego, and then as soon as the opportunity comes for it to be stroked, I'm getting off the subject. So I had my arm up. My question was going to be about the differences between working on a film set and working on set for a TV series, like the whole kind of bonding between like the team and the crew and the people. It was some big thing. You might have noticed that I said my question was going to be, just you wait. So I had my hand up, and the guy with the microphone points at me, and I'm like, what? So I was one of the chosen ones. I had the opportunity to get up and say, hi, I'm Sean. And Tyler Hoechlin would be like, oh, hi, Sean. You're the guy who's got a play going on July 28th to 30th at Murdoch University Studio 411. So he's pointed at me, I've realized my destiny, so I'm about to take action. And the person in front of me stands up and walks down to the aisle where the man is standing. They took my fucking slot. They took... And the guy with the microphone like sees them moving and then just glances back at me. And you know, there can be a lot of things conveyed in a glance. You can convey a lot of things in one look. The question of what's happening? Are you seeing this right now? Oh no. I am so sorry. A number of things this man was saying to me through the magic of eye-ery. What? It was the look when you know that you've just watched some person's day get absolutely shat on and there's nothing you can do about it. Because he'd already picked like the next few people. He couldn't just like fuck up the queue because of me. No, the decision was made. This person was getting this, I wasn't. So instead of getting this great moment I would be able to tell everyone about that would probably change me emotionally, spiritually, and probably physically, it will never happen. Because someone took it from me. They took that fantasy, that possible future of mine, crushed it like a bug. That possible alternate timeline where Tyler Hoechlin accidentally plugs Circle is gone because of this person. It doesn't exist anymore. The last time I interacted with Tyler Hoechlin, my life changed forever. Who knows what would have happened? This person literally changed the course of my life. My history is forever altered by the fact that this person couldn't tell that it was me. I'm so... And I know it was a mistake, it was an accident, it could have happened to anyone, unless it was intentional, unless they knew they could get away with it, in which case that's fucking savage. That is cold, that is pure evil, I'm coming for you. But no, there were hundreds of people in that room and only like 15 to 20 of them could have their question answered. They just happened to become one of the... In a way, this is a success story. It's just not mine. But even then, my definition of this being a success story would be like the dream, the fantasy. Like the best thing in my life didn't need to happen for it to be a good time. I still met him. I still like got his autograph. I still like got my photo with him afterwards. And you know, maybe it was the whole like building up a fantasy in my head thing, but meeting him this year wasn't quite the same as last time. I guess because last time it was like the first time, and like I was so low in where I wanted to be in my life. Like I was still just a student who wanted to do these things. So at the time it was the greatest thing to ever happen to me. Like I was in line losing my mind, and I was still losing my mind like this year. Like I was still about to meet Tyler Hoechlin. It was still like a really cool time, but it wasn't as much as last time, or at least it was different. But now, like, you know, I've been in like 50 shows. I've written writing a couple actually, but 2 of them being performed. I'm starting to make a name for myself in the Murdoch scene. Like it's still not a big thing. No one knows who I am outside of Murdoch University's theatre students. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's still not that much. But before all that happened, when I was like talking to him for the first time, it was like, hey, I'm wanting and trying to do these things. And he said, go for it. And in the last year, I have, and I've succeeded, and I've done it. I kind of like reached a point where I didn't even expect to get to a year ago. Like I'm doing pretty well in terms of that kind of thing for myself. Remember when I said I wasn't going to wax philosophical? Here we go. Like compared to last year, I've done a lot of things that I wanted to do to relatively positive acclaim. So I guess seeing him again this year was kind of like an update situation. Kind of like this is an update for you on the situation. Like it was still really exciting to meet him again, but it wasn't quite as exciting or the same kind of exciting as last year, because relative to where I was last year, I kind of made it. I kind of did what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to get a show on, and now I've done it twice, and I've acted in more shows than I ever thought I would, or at least more than I thought that I would at the time. In any case, I got my autograph from Tyler Hoechlin. I went to his panel. I got a photo with him the next day, but as I was leaving after getting the photo, I kind of on a whim, I just like mentioned to him, like, every time you're in Perth, I'm going to have done more. And because it was like one comment in a sea of strangers, I don't think he really knew how to react, but he was kind of like, yeah, that's cool, man, because he's like a cool person and actually wants to like make people feel as if they were like paid attention to and like cared about, but like he was probably confused as fuck, because like, who is this kid? But, you know, it's fine. He doesn't need to worry. He just needs to be ready. Because in the last year, I've come pretty far, and I will not stop going. So that's a nice way to wrap this up. This was just going to be a bitter fucking rant at this person who stole my question, but you know, we ended at a good place. I'm glad. I'm happy this has happened.